Yes, you see this right. I encased real crawfish in resin and built a clock out of it. Do you want one too? Follow me and lessons anfangen.
There's dirt on my hands, strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand.
Look at those little critters. They look so cool, like tiny lobsters. And who doesn't like lobsters? For this project, I thought this piece of elephant tree lumber that I had left from a previous project would be perfect. I wanted to make the project as simple as possible, so instead of building a round form to put a resin into, I went to Amazon and purchased like 5 different kind of silicone forms to find the best one, so you don't have to spend your time on that. This one is the best by far. It's super sturdy and has those little tabs on the sides to keep the shape even better. And then of course you will need some of my favorite resin, ultra clear epoxy. I've been using it for many months now and built a bunch of projects out of it. And I've been very happy with it. You just can't go wrong with this brand. Use a respirator or work in a well-ventilated area. I started by mixing the tabletop epoxy with a 1:1 ratio. To make sure we mix it long enough, let's put on a 2-minute song and have fun with it. You might wonder why am I pouring the resin over the wood and it's not even in the form yet? Well, so the lumber is pretty old and there's no way to fully clean it. Also, it's very porous in some parts. Covering the lumber with a thin layer of resin first keeps the bubbles low and small debris from floating in the resin pool later. I let the resin dry to a sticky consistency and then I place the pieces into the form. I also cover the crawfish in a thin layer of resin. Look at those little stinkers. They're so awesome. And of course in Meike fashion, I could not decide what's the exact layout that I want to have. So before we fully settle on one, let's pick a color first. I'm using liquid dye from ultra clear epoxy, and of course I have like every color there is, and there's a lot. I will pick a green shade for this project. I mixed the dye with the resin and then I poured about a 1/4 inch deep layer. To this I added some white accents to make it look like waves. I blended the waves by using the heat gun. And then I let this layer dry. Once dried, I came back again to decide where to place those crawfish and the last little pieces of lumber. Just so many options on how to make the layout. Once I finally settled on a layout, I scratched up the surface a bit to make sure the next layer of resin adheres properly. And now we need more ultra clear epoxy, that means more mixy. And from here on it's just adding layer after layer of resin. Make sure you let the resin dry to a sticky consistency. Also, you know it's ready for the next pour once the resin has cooled down. Since if you don't know and never worked with resin, resin will get hot really quickly, and if resin gets too hot it will ruin the whole resin pour. So never pour deeper than the instructions on the bottle will tell you.
Time to demold. Woo. Oh, nice. Beautiful. Oh no. Oh. No, I don't know if you've noticed already, but it's the first time I notice. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. This feels like a déjà vu of my last project that I messed up. But after all, I mean, this weekend is Halloween, right? Got the maggots coming out of this crawfish. Now you can see it. Oh my god. Happy Halloween. Oh god. All right, let's just keep going. That's all I can do right now. But the bottom looks really cool. It looks awesome. All right.
So while my Shapeoko CNC machine is helping me flatten the piece, I will tell you about those maggots and how they got there, because it is somewhat my fault. So after I purchased the crawfish, I actually ended up taking the tail meat out of them and flushing them, trying to get the innards and the guts out a bit too. I wasn't really successful in them, so I just placed them outside in the sun to dry them a bit. Laying them out in the sun attracted like 50 of those black soldier flies, and the crawfish were completely covered with flies. As I noticed, I chased them off and brought the crawfish back inside, placing them in my studio, not thinking that black soldier flies only need like a second to lay eggs in something. And they did. And those eggs hatched and created worms that, yeah, are now in my resin. So really, it was all my fault. Anyways, my Shapeoko is finished flattening the slab on both sides. And now I have to cut a hole in it to place the mechanism inside of it. Once all this is done, I took the clock back upstairs into my craft studio to add the last top coat on it. I want the clock to be extra glossy, so it kinda looks like water. I'm using the ultra clear epoxy top coat. A little mixy, and then it's time to pour it. Look how nice and glossy. I love it. I let it dry overnight and then I drilled a hole in the middle to push the clock mechanism through it. The mechanism, like pretty much everything else I got on Amazon, all the links are in the description below. Also, I was debating between attaching numbers or not, so in the end I did go with the numbers. What do you think? Should I have left them off, or do you like the added numbers? I attached them using CA glue. And wir fertig! Another simple but yet awesome project in the books. What do you think? Do you like the outcome? I just love when the sun shines through. It gives it this bright glare, like there are LED lights hidden inside. But it also looks great just against the wall too. If you don't look too close, you don't even see the maggots. However, if you do look close, they're there, and yeah, they will be always a reminder for me. Do better. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Most importantly, click the bell button to get notified of new videos. If you can, please join my Patreon. This helps me create more YouTube videos. Thank you so much for watching. Tschüss und auf Wiedersehen.